Good morning to all. In the last class, we started with the chapter Our Earth, and we learned about Earth, and we learned how the day and night occurs, and we learned it occurs due to the rotation of the Earth. Let's learn about the next movement of the Earth, that is revolution. So the Earth has two types of movements, that is rotation and revolution. So what is rotation? The movement of the Earth on its axis. That is called rotation. The imaginary line passing from North Pole to South Pole, which is called the axis, and movement of the Earth on its axis, we call it as rotation. And the Earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. The next movement, that is revolution. So we all know we have different seasons, right? We have summer season, winter, spring, monsoon, autumn. So how these seasons occurs? That is because of the revolution of the Earth. So how these seasons occurs? It is because of the revolution of the Earth. So the Earth moves around the sun on a definite path. And that path, we call it as orbit. The movement of the Earth around the sun in an orbit is called as the revolution of the Earth. And the Earth takes 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. It takes 365 and 1/4. 365 days, which means 1 year. So it takes 365 and 1/4 days to complete one revolution. So we learned we have different seasons that occurs because of the revolution of the Earth. So we know that the Earth is rotating all the time. So as the Earth rotates, some regions come closer to the sun and some regions away from the sun. It moves away from the sun. So every 6 months, the situation changes as the Earth is moving all the time. So we have different seasons. So seasons occurs due to the revolution of the Earth. And what is revolution? Revolution means the movement of the Earth around the sun in a definite path. And that path we call it as orbit. So the movement of the Earth around the sun in an orbit, we call it as revolution of the Earth. So I hope this is clear to you. There are two movements, rotation and revolution. So what is rotation? The movement of the Earth on its axis, that is called rotation. The day and night occurs due to rotation of the Earth. Then we learnt about revolution. The movement of the Earth around the sun in an orbit, that we call it as revolution. And seasons occurs due to revolution of the Earth. In page number 137, there are two questions. The Earth spins like a dash all the time. It spins like a top. The second one, the Earth moves around the sun in a definite path called the revolution. It is called the revolution. Moving to the next one, life skills. Use sunlight to brighten your home. Do not use lights during the day. So sun gives us light and heat. So we should not use lights during the day. We should use sunlight to brighten our home. Then in page number 138, you can see the keywords given. Rotation of the Earth. What is rotation? The movement of the Earth on its axis. Then Earth's axis, which means an imaginary line about which the Earth rotates. That is called Earth axis. Earth's orbit, a definite path taken by the Earth while it moves around the sun. And that definite path, it is called as orbit. Then Earth's revolution. The movement of the Earth around the sun is an orbit. That is Earth's revolution. The next one, that is remember. It tells you about what we have learned in this chapter. Earth, which have living things, and it is made up of land, water and air. Then there are two movements, rotation and revolution. Rotation causes day and night, and revolution causes seasons. So that is all about the summary of the chapter. So hope you are clear with the chapter. Chapter number 14, our Earth. So we will meet in the next class. Till then, thank you.